So I didn't think it would quite take 21 episodes, but we're finally on the last one. At the end of this, you're going to see a finished whiskey cabinet if you haven't already been following along on the Facebooks. But yeah, we'll get this last glue up done, slap the rest of the finish on, and then we'll have to get it all ready for transport and installation. For this section of the glue up, I'm going to be using a two-part epoxy compound commonly used in boat building, as it has a much longer open time than your traditional wood glues, and it has a little bit more flexibility as well. And I thought that was just going to be a safe thing to do, as there could potentially be a bit of force on this as it's getting moved around, and I didn't want any of those joints to fail.
So I've let these set up overnight, and while I was waiting, I made up some, these are just removable back panels to help with transportation and installation. And when I separate the two pieces, I'm also going to be putting another sheet of ply along the bottom to support that, to stop these from wibbling and wobbling when they're being carried around. I've also just come in and sanded the seam perfectly flush, as it was about a millimeter step there, so that's all nice and smooth now. So I'll get these clamps off, knock off the blocks, and then start cleaning up any residue left over from the glue. So if everything goes according to plan, I should just be able to give these a bit of a knock with the mallet and they should just pop right off.
So all of these came off really easy, apart from one, which did remove a little bit of the timber from the face. And if that was going to be a show face, that would not have been a good thing. So in the future, I think I'll try either using a little bit less of the CA glue or a different method, which you might see in the next project.
So I've just got everything split back apart, and I've got this piece of ply laid out here. I've just marked out where I want to cut it to. So I'll take that off, cut it, screw it on, and then I'm going to flip everything over so I can work on the show side and get everything flushed up and looking nice. It's easier than I thought it would be.
So with everything clamped back together, I can check to make sure that the front faces where the two pieces join together are nice and flush, as well as cleaning up these mitered corners. And then I can come back in and blend in the oil from the areas that I had to sand after doing all the glue up. Sweet, so that's the top of the case completely finished, and now it's just a matter of putting the oil on the bottom of the case and getting it all wrapped up and ready for delivery.
Alright, so the final piece of the puzzles, I've just made up some fresh brass supports for these handles, and the way they come, they're a bit dull. They've got some machine marks on them, so I'm just going to give them a quick brush with the Scotch-Brite, just to give them the same brushed look that the brass supports for the shelves have. So now that those are looking much better, I can go and get them epoxied into the handles and then onto the doors, and we're all finished and ready for install.
So you can really get a sense of why I had to make this in two sections as you're watching my helpers carry the bottom section up the stairs. Underneath those blankets is a glass balustrade, and that was a pretty tight little U-bend. So yeah, I'm pleased that I decided to go with the two pieces instead of one, as it would have been near on impossible to get it up there. Now I just got to get everything assembled again, get everyone to help me lift it up into the air so I can then slide that lower section underneath and then get everything bolted up. Thinking back to the day, I remember being pretty stressed out at this point as I was just second guessing all of my measuring and everything, as it wasn't the kind of piece that I could test fit along the way. So when it all came together and I had enough clearance above as it was being pressed into the ceiling to get everything slid underneath, and once we got it into the nook, seeing how everything lined up was a big relief. We did have one issue though where the substrate of the flooring was compressing a little bit more on the right hand side underneath the plinth, and this was causing the whole piece to lean towards the right, so the spacing down the side wasn't even. To amend this, I just had to take everything back out, take it apart, take the plinth back home and shave off a couple of mil from the left hand side so it would balance out and give us the even clearance. But these sorts of things you can't really predict until you just go ahead with it. Luckily enough for me, I lived about 15 minutes away from the client's house, so taking it back and addressing that wasn't a big issue. Now that we're coming up on the final look, I just want to extend a big thank you to my dad and my brother Sam and his friend Jamie for giving me a hand on the install. I definitely couldn't have done it without you guys. And a very special thank you to the customers, Vari and Alistair. I'm very grateful that you gave me the opportunity to make something so cool. It was definitely a challenge and a bit painful at times, but yeah, really happy with how it came out. So thank you guys so much.
Alright, Barry, come have a look.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
That is absolutely gorgeous. That, seriously, it's stunning.
You like it?
I love
No refunds.
Oh, Kieran, thank you.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
It is, seriously, it's better than I imagined.
Aww.
But everybody's got to be quiet and you've now got to go over it and then that's it finished. And sing it.
Yeah, just quietly.